My name is Douglas Williamson. I am a managing partner at the Collective Leadership Institute, and I'm sitting here today with Dr. Petra Kuenkel, also of the Collective Leadership Institute, founder, and also full member of the Club of Rome, and member of the Executive Committee of the Club of Rome. We're here today to talk about her new book, a report to the Club of Rome, called Stewarding Sustainability Transformations. We will be talking a little bit about the book, as well as why she wrote it, the motivations, the significance of the book, and also going through into more detail in some of the chapters. So, Dr. Kuenkel, thank you for joining me today, and let me ask you first, what were your main motivations for writing this book?
There are always many reasons to write a book, and there's a long history usually of emerging thought. But the main reasons to write this book is to integrate theory and practice of sustainability transformations, because it's quite clear that there are a lot of conceptual thoughts, and there is a lot that we talk about issues, about actually also technical issues and what needs to be done. But there is not so much on how to actually do the transformation. So that's one reason. The second reason I wrote the book is that I really would like to bring the term stewardship more to the forefront in sustainability transformations, or more so collective stewardship, because if it comes to the systems change that actually needs to happen, we can't manage, we can't steer. We need to find a way of really doing this collectively at scale, at multiple levels, and that's the issue of the book.
Okay, so that motivation, or those motivations aside, how did this actually come to be accepted by the Club of Rome, or become a Club of Rome report?
There is a certain procedure that takes place. So the criteria are that a book must have conceptual and academic depth, and it must be in the area of a future responsibility of the issues of the Club of Rome, of sustainability of a new civilization, so it must fit into that topic. So this is of course then going through a blind review, and it was accepted as a report to the Club of Rome 2019. What is probably equally important is that we're building the Club of Rome kind of storyline from the report 2018 on Come On, which is about mindset shifts. It is about new ways, examples, of how to do transformations to sustainability. We had a book by Hunter Lovins on Find Our Future, that's about the economic system. And now this report to the Club of Rome looks at the worldview, and it also looks at how to actually get these transformations going in a collective stewardship approach. So it's a storyline that we're building.
Okay, I think that's really exciting and great. One of the critiques of the Club of Rome is that it's a think shop without a lot of means of implementation. So it's great to hear that this is a very practically directed book. That for me is very exciting. Maybe you could go a little bit, just touch a little bit into depth, a little bit more in depth. What are the contents of the book?
The content is structured from, I would say, theory to getting how to do things. And it shows a systems view of life and how this could influence the way we actually act in sustainability implementations, in SDG implementations, etc. So it takes the reader into a deep dive into systems theory. It looks at the collective leadership compass and how it is connected in life-enhancing principles. It then looks at the laboratories of global multi-stakeholder initiatives and how they are related to creating collaboration systems that really work for transformations. And then it takes the reader to the large systems change issue, where it is really about energy transition in a country, where it is about global water resource management, where it's about circular economy, and looks at how the principles that have been developed in the book can be actually applied to the design of such transformative large systems change.
Okay, there's a lot of really thick concepts in there, which I think we will get to more in depth as we continue this interview and go a little bit deeper into the chapters. I think it will be really interesting to hear about some of these concepts that you mentioned, aliveness and collaboration systems, as well as how systems thought can really be translated into practical application for the means of implementation of these concepts for creating these sustainability solutions and transformations. I guess I have one more question for you in this series of this beginning preliminary series of questions is, who is this book really intended for, and who will it be really useful to?
The book, because it is a mix of theory and practice and suggesting a way forward in sustainability transformations, I think it is a must read for people who are concerned with a large systems change that we need to go about, for climate mitigation, for resource management, for biodiversity loss, for actually operating in a safe kind of operating space of the Earth system. So it is people who do the actual work, but also people who conceptualize the systems change that needs to happen.
Just to be a little bit more specific, Dr. Kuenkel, could you just sort of mention a little bit more what the institutions or where you really feel this book will have an impact?
I hope it will have an impact at universities and in the academic world, because it is really showing a theory-based approach of looking at the world in a different way and make this the basis for transformative approaches. But at the same time, as I said, the book is also very practical. So it is definitely a good read for people who are in UN organizations, in large NGOs, in governments, etc., to really get inspired by the essence of the theory, kind of shortcut of the theory, and then how this translates actually in a framework, in a conceptual architecture that you can use for planning change.
Great. I want to thank Dr. Kuenkel for this preliminary interview about her book, The Report to the Club of Rome, Stewarding Sustainability Transformations, which is also available on Springer. And also just to say how excited I am to hear more about how this book will be both useful at an academic and conceptual level, but also for practitioners in international development and sustainability transformation work. So I'm looking forward to the next episodes and the next interviews about this book.